Luke Tanaka with Julie Hall. Coach a 1 and 2 week. Started off with a tough loss against Augie. Took a look back at the stat sheet, and I can't find a way how you would have lost that match based on the stat sheet. So what do you think was the difference?
I think game one was the difference. We could not finish it. It was 24-11, and then it was 24-21. So when that happens, the momentum has been given to another group, and that's exactly, I knew we were going to have a fight that night, and they blocked really, really well. We weren't accustomed to that kind of blocking this year, and they just did their homework. So got to come back and do a better job.
Seems like blocking was key for Elmhurst as well. You had Mary Lawrence, who had the high team for kills. She had the high hitting percentage as well. She also had 8 blocks. And it seemed like whenever you guys were blocking really well, then Augie was having trouble running their offense. What do you think was the key there blocking?
To their blocking?
To your blocking as well.
We just block well in the pins. I think we struggle sometimes in the middle, and they started getting their middles a little bit more involved. And it came down to the service line then too, which has either been our foe or our nemesis. And we missed 3 serves in a row at different points of the match. So, I mean, it could have gone either way, and they definitely. I told the kids we have a target on our back, and it gets bigger and bigger every week, and that's a great thing. We want to have that, but they have to also understand it's time to step up. We just didn't do it that night.
After that, it was a 5-set win against Chicago, and you played the big points really well. Down a match point in the 5th set, able to win 3 straight points in a row. Seems like, how impressed were you with the way your team was able to play the big points?
Chicago was not impressive for us. They were missing an outside that night, and we just were not playing well. I mean, I don't think Hannah had a great match, and where Hannah goes, we go, and she stepped up the next match and did a fantastic job against Juniata, I think, but we were just a little slow, and the ball handling wasn't where I wanted it to be. So hand it to Chicago, being down an outside hitter and then moving some people around, they definitely took it to us. So I'm proud of our kids for hanging in. It's been kind of the story of our life this year, the 5-set matches, but they don't seem to get rattled, and that's good. Hopefully that'll help us down the road.
It seems like that experience will be very helpful for you down the road when you have to play those tight 5-set matches. You play a team like Augie. You hadn't played a 5-set match yet this year. That was their first one of the year, whereas you guys have a lot of experience. May not have come out your way that time, but you think maybe 8 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10, the team with more 5-set experience may have the advantage. So you think playing that really tough schedule will help you going forward?
That's why we did it. So I'm hoping that it doesn't bite us in the end, and that our kids step up and they understand that whether we win, lose, or draw, it's the experience that they're going across the net from great players and great coaching staffs and great teams. And we need to keep rising to the occasion. And we've done it, and they have to believe. So that's where we are.
Juniata, another perennial top 10 program, they played it seemed like they hit very well in that match, at least based on the stat sheet. They had a lot of players who could do a lot of different things. What was the overall reaction for them playing so well? What do you think was the key for them?
The key again was their middles were just amazing. I've never seen. I told the coach afterwards their middles had timing that was just incredible. So guess what? Our middles are going to try and mimic that. I mean, we have to get our kids loose in the middle, and they haven't been. Our kids again did a great job of stopping their pins, I thought, but their middle hitters came through and really attacked us and had a quick enough offense that we just couldn't stop them.
You talked about the middles. What do you think is going to be the biggest takeaway from this week? You said maybe not your best week on the schedule, but what do you think you'll take going forward?
Again, we had a break for the first time in a while this weekend, and just finished with practice this morning, and it's just a renewed group. So the energy level is back up again. I just think they needed to take a little time off and then regroup and figure out what we have to do. And part of that is get our offense in gear. We have the guns, we just haven't been able to put the ball away. So we've got to figure that out.
This week, travel to North Park first on Tuesday, and then a really tough tournament coming up on Saturday. 2 top 5 teams in the national poll coming up in Hope and Calvin, and then 2 very good programs in Ohio Wesleyan and Heidelberg. What will you be looking for in your team this weekend and also on Tuesday as you face some tough teams?
Well, we can't look past Tuesday because North Park has greatly improved. It's the best North Park team I've seen, and the coach is young and energetic, and she's doing a great job there. So we can't have another Augustana happen. We can't overlook them because that's when we get in trouble. So our kids are very focused about tomorrow night, and then this weekend has to take care of itself. I mean, we set ourselves up again because we want to play those nationally ranked teams and see where we need to keep improving and get that final push for the year. So the end is coming, and we're totally fine with have another great weekend to see where we are.
It's another packed week for Elmhurst women's volleyball. Coach, thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it.